Hiya. I was thinking earlier on, like, you know, I hate it when people halfway through their set, they start advertising their CD, don't they? So I'm going to get mine over with. Anyone wants a CD? £5 for two. £5 for two. That's not bad, is it? Because they're bunging up my living room and I can't get rid of them anywhere else. So, anyway, we'll come back to that. Okay, this is a song, I think the first line of this song is the most honest and true and deep line I've ever written in any song ever. So I'm going to start with that. You choose your friends, you don't choose your relations. And relatively speaking, that's a shame. Sometimes they can get in situations that cast a shadow on the family name. Auntie is unsteady on her pins, especially when she's had a couple of gins. And uncle likes a tipple, so both of them are people who sometimes have to suffer for their sins. Oh my Gideon, she fell down the stairs, caught my drunken uncle completely unawares. He was coming up as she went tumbling down, and they landed in a heap they must have left upon the ground. They landed in a heap upon the ground. Now uncle's disposition is quite sunny, but this time he couldn't see the lighter side, till Auntie pointed out it was quite funny, and that just got them laughing till they cried. Once they started up, they couldn't stop. He was underneath with her on top, and like in those Whitehall farces, they both held onto their glasses, but remarkably not spilt a single drop. Cheers! Oh my Gideon, she fell down the stairs, caught my drunken uncle completely unawares. He was coming up as she went tumbling down, and they landed in a heap they must have left upon the ground. They landed in a heap upon the ground. Now when a neighbour heard all this kerfuffle, but couldn't get an answer to her knocks, she got the shock of her life for her trouble when she peered in through the letterbox. You can guess at what she thought she saw. Two bodies lying writhing on the floor. Now the neighbours nod and wink, and you can tell just what they think, and that just starts them laughing all the more. Ha ha ha! Oh my Gideon, she fell down the stairs, caught my drunken uncle completely unawares. He was coming up as she went tumbling down, and they landed in a heap they must have left upon the ground. They landed in a heap upon the ground. Whoa, oh my Gideon, she fell down the stairs, caught my drunken uncle completely unawares. He was coming up and she went tumbling down, and they landed in a heap they must have left upon the ground. They landed in a heap upon the ground. Oh my Gideon. From them. Very nasty. We We had good times, there's no denying. Times that we thought would never end. But once you feel the feeling dying, you can't prolong it or pretend. And if you won't let me slip away quietly, you need to make some noise and throw out all your toys. It's all over, bar the shouting, name calling and bawling me out. It's all over, bar the shouting, and darling, there's no need to shout. We had some rare old days together, days that most people never know. But nothing ever lasts forever. The wind of change was bound to blow. It's best for both of us if you don't make a fuss. Just look me in the eye, shake hands and say goodbye. It's all over, bar the shouting, name calling and bawling me out. It's all over, bar the shouting, and darling, there's no need to shout. I didn't really mean to hurt you. I didn't realize I would. This kind of patience ain't a virtue. I stayed much longer than I should. But every day I stayed felt like a debt I paid, till I grew too afraid to rain on your parade. It's all over, bar the shouting, name calling and bawling me out. It's all over, bar the shouting, and darling, there's no need to shout. It's all over, bar the shouting, name calling and bawling me out. It's all over, bar the shouting, and darling, there's no need to shout. No need to shout. It's all over, bar the shouting. All over, bar the shouting. It's all over, bar the shouting. There's no need to shout. Thank you. So I call this songs to make you laugh and cry, not necessarily at the same time. You can choose which of those, or neither if you wished, you'd like to do. When I met this doctor with a German-sounding name, put my hand on offer and assumed he'd do the same. But he took me literally and went to fetch a saw, telling me this might just be what he's been looking for. So don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Just say shake my hand, that's where you draw the line. He's a doctor of dark arts on the search for body parts. Don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. When he started holding court about his latest plans, told me he was only short of one of the two hands. Then he thanked me very much for offering to donate, which I hadn't done as such, but now it was too late. So don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Just say shake my hand, that's where you draw the line. He's a doctor of dark arts on the search for body parts. Don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Now I know English isn't his first language. Maybe that's why he misunderstood when I said I'd lend a helping hand, which didn't mean I'd give one up for good. So if you meet this doctor with a German-sounding name, it won't come as a shock to you now I've explained his game. If you are a target, well at least you'll understand why he's in the market when the goods are second-hand. So don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Just say shake my hand, that's where you draw the line. He's a doctor of dark arts on the search for body parts. Don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Don't say take my hand to Dr. Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein. Anyway, I've had a request. Of course my hair has greyed and thinned with age. I'm not the man I was, but even so, I thought that she would notice me on stage when she walked in this bar an hour ago. I watched her as she bought a drink, and then as I sang I saw her sing along. But the penny didn't drop, not even when she spoke to me to ask me for a song. I've had a request, I don't know if I can do it. I'll give it my best, but I might not quite get through it. It's a song we used to dance to that I'll sing for her, although I know that she doesn't recognize me. Too many cigarettes and too much booze have done their damage in so many ways. My voice has changed from baritone to blues, a sound that seems to suit my mood these days. Must be 20 years since it was over. 20 years of keeping feelings hid, and I've piled on the pounds as I've got older, but she still looks the way she always did. I've had a request, I don't know if I can do it. I'll give it my best, but I might not quite get through it. It's a song we used to dance to that I'll sing for her, although I know that she doesn't recognize me. Of all the bars in all the world, she had to walk in here tonight, stirring up emotions that I've tried so hard to fight. I've had a request, I'll give it my best. It's a song we used to dance to that I'll sing for her, although I know that she doesn't recognize me. I told you I'd have a request, didn't I? Okay, well, might as well use the microphone. Hi, yeah. I love playing here. You've got one more act after me. That's the excellent Hunter Musket. Stick around for them. I can tell you how good they are. And if you don't believe me, just wait and see. But I've had the honour of playing last sometimes on the bill, but usually it doesn't work out quite so well. It's usually in an open mic. Now, if anyone's ever been to an open mic, you'll kind of know what this is about. Turned up at the venue, thrilled that I had got the gig. Being last one on the bill must mean I'd made it big. The others played and I thought they would watch me in a while, but one by one they left the building in true Elvis style. Right under the nose of the promoter, that bloke who puts on shows because he owns his own PA. All of them had gone with all their friends, they'd got to go to see them play, but not to stay, leaving seats that no one comes to fill. When Billy No Mates tops the bill, when Billy No Mates tops the bill, although the seats had emptied fast, I thought I ought to start. It's not the first time or the last that I'll die for my art. Although there's still a handful here, so I'm not quite alone. Although they seem more interested in looking at their phones. If only they'd use them to take a photo, at least there would be some excuse for me to crack a smile. Or maybe if they listened to my music, they would grow to like my style. And next time I'll get an audience like I never will. When Billy No Mate tops the bill. When Billy No Mate tops the bill. I know this isn't Wembley. It's not Wembley, is it? The O2 or NEC. But every gig's an equally important one to me. 'Cause I dream about the life I'd live if I could live the dream, with a publisher and a publicist and an agent on my team. You know, every punter is a floating voter, and I bet they'd get to like my set if they just heard it through. I've really had my quota of being last one on the rota, playing to the faithful few, and dreaming dreams I never can fulfill. When Billy No Mate tops the bill. When Billy No Mate tops the bill. When Billy No Mate... Wait a minute, where you going? I've only got about 5 or maybe 7 more songs to do yet. And if you like this one, you'll like them all, because they're all very much the same. When Billy No Mate tops the bill. Thanks very much. And this is a song about modern life, really. It's also my last song, so thanks very much and enjoy Hunter Musket. I popped into a cafe for a coffee. They pointed to a list up on the wall. I didn't want to come across all stroppy, but I didn't understand that list at all. Espresso, mocha, cappuccino, latte, frappe, americano. It was like a code I couldn't crack. But not wanting to lose face by saying something out of place, I pointed to the latte and said, make mine black. I was bought for choice. There were more than I ever bargained for. Spot for choice. I'm confused. I don't know which one to choose. As a civilized civilian, I rejoice in expressing my opinion and in voicing my own voice. But it sometimes seems it just silts up the system when you're spoilt for choice. Being worn and torn and tatty, I went to buy a brand new pair of jeans. When they started throwing questions at me, I had to say, I don't know what that means. Flare cut, straight cut, boot cut, loose fit, tapered, baggy, saggy, makes it into such a complicated task. Why we going round the houses? All I need's a pair of trousers. Is it really all that much to ask? But I'm spoilt for choice. There are more than I ever bargained for. Spoilt for choice. I'm confused. I don't know which one to choose. As a civilized civilian, I rejoice in expressing my opinion and in voicing my own voice. But it sometimes seems it just silts up the system when you're spoilt for choice. And television an education, but it's a lesson I've not learned quite yet. Perhaps I couldn't tune to the right station, so I went to buy a brand new set. Smart TV, HD, 3D in LED or LCD in minimal or cinema surround. I didn't know there were so many ways to buy a bleeding telly. All I want is pictures and some sound. But I'm spoilt for choice. There are more than I ever bargained for. Spoilt for choice. I'm confused. I don't know which one to choose. As a civilized civilian, I rejoice in expressing my opinion and in voicing my own voice. But it sometimes seems it just silts up the system when you're spoilt for choice. And yet when there's a general election and a lot of choice is what you want but haven't got, no wonder there's a general disaffection, saying all the bleeding lot should all be bleeding shot, 'cause they all wear different colours, but it makes no odds because they're all like all the others, and I only wish I was spoiled for choice, spoiled for choice, spoiled for choice, spoiled for choice. In this last verse, I think it's really topical. See what you think. Since I got my bill, I know it is. I'm even in the market as a buyer for my gas and electricity. I can choose my energy supplier if I can just work up the energy. SSE and E.ON, British Gas and Power, EDF and Scottish Power. What a load of energy suppliers. I just tell them where to stick it, 'cause whichever one I pick, it still comes in through the same pipes and wires. And I'm spoilt for choice. There are more than I ever bargained for. Spoilt for choice. I'm confused. I don't know which one to choose. As a civilized civilian, I rejoice in expressing my opinion and in voicing my own voice. But it sometimes seems it just silts up the system when you're spoilt for choice. And yet when there's a general election and a lot of choice is what you want but haven't got, no wonder there's a general disaffection, saying all the bleeding lot should all be bleeding shot, 'cause they all wear different colours, but it makes no odds because they're all like all the others, and I only wish I was spoilt for choice, 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 spoilt for choice. Do you know, there's so many different ways I could end this song. Thank you.